For decades, we've kind of taken for granted that there are rules for global trade, a whole system designed to keep things predictable and cooperative. But right now, that entire order is facing its biggest showdown ever. So let's dive into this massive showdown at the World Trade Organization. And this really is the big question hanging over absolutely everything. The core ideas that have guided how countries trade for a generation are now being seriously challenged. It's making all of us ask, is the system we've known for so long about to be replaced by something, well, a lot more chaotic? And this slide just lays out this central conflict perfectly. It's a tale of two completely different visions for the world. On one side, you've got multilateralism, shared rules for everyone, built on the idea of working together. And on the other side, unilateralism. That's where powerful countries just go it alone, putting their own interests first, often with totally arbitrary moves. This is the fundamental clash we're going to unpack. Okay, so to really get what's happening at this conference, we first have to understand why the system is in crisis mode to begin with. We need to look at how this whole global trade system started falling apart. Now, here's the real twist in the story. The United States, the country that was the main architect behind creating the WTO way back in 1995, has completely flipped its script. The thinking in Washington has shifted, and now there's a strong belief that the WTO just isn't working for America anymore, especially with the incredible rise of China and its state-funded industries. And this isn't just talk. This belief has led to some major actions. The U.S. has pretty much launched an all-out assault on the system. We're talking about weaponizing tariffs against everyone, not just rivals, but close allies too. It's been breaking one of the WTO's most important rules, using its muscle to force one-sided deals, and, this is the big one, it has completely paralyzed the WTO's highest court. Let's just pause on that most favored nation rule for a sec because it is so important. Just think of it as the no playing favorites rule. It's the bedrock of the whole system. It means if you give one country a sweet deal, like a lower tax on their goods, you have to offer that exact same deal to every other WTO member. It's all about non-discrimination, and right now, it's under attack. So how in the world did the U.S. shut down the WTO's highest court? Well, you can think of this court, the Appellate Body, as the Supreme Court of World Trade. And the way it was done was actually pretty simple, but totally devastating. The U.S. just kept blocking any new judges from being appointed. So as the old judges' terms ended, there was no one to replace them. Soon, the court just ran out of people, and bam, it couldn't hear any cases. The top referee for trade disputes was officially out of commission. So all of this tension, all of this drama is coming to a head at one single event, the WTO's 14th Ministerial Conference in Cameroon. You'll hear it called MC14. Make no mistake, MC14 is the big one. It's the WTO's highest decision-making body. Think of it as the G7, the UN General Assembly, all rolled into one for trade. All 166 member countries get together to decide the future. And the stakes couldn't be higher, with huge agreements like the one that keeps digital trade tariff-free about to expire right when the conference wraps up. Okay, so once everyone is in that conference room, what are they actually fighting about? Well, it really boils down to three key battlegrounds that will decide the WTO's entire future. Let's break them down. The first huge fight is about a simple question. How do we even make new rules anymore? See, the old WTO way required consensus. Everybody had to agree, which, as you can imagine, is super slow. So now, some countries are pushing for plurilateral agreements. Basically, small groups of countries making deals among themselves. It's a members-only club versus the traditional all-inclusive system, and a lot of nations worry this could just shatter the WTO into tiny pieces. The second battle is all about the digital world. We're talking about software, streaming movies, online services, everything. Since 1998, there's been an agreement not to put any tariffs or taxes on these digital transmissions. It's been renewed every couple of years, like clockwork. But now it's about to expire, and developed nations are pushing hard to make this tariff-free world permanent. So what's the big deal? Well, for developing countries, it's a huge gamble. As digital trade just explodes, keeping it all tariff-free could mean losing out on billions and billions of dollars in potential tax revenue. No one knows the exact number, but it's a massive question mark hanging over their economic future. And the third battle really gets to the heart of what's fair. There's a WTO principle called Special Differential Treatment, or SDT. It's basically a set of rules that gives developing countries a bit of a leg up, like more time to adapt to new rules.
But the US is now arguing that massive economies like China and India are way too big to still be getting that kind of special treatment.
And that brings us to one of the most important players in this whole drama, India, and the incredibly high-stakes choice it's facing. India is in a really tough spot. Historically, it's been a huge champion for the everybody agrees system and has acted as a leader for the developing world. It's been dead set against those members-only deals. But the pressure's mounting. To save the very system it believes in, India might have to forge some new alliances, and maybe, just maybe, compromise on positions it has held for a very long time.
So let's pull the camera back out. After all the dust settles at MC14, what's next? What does all this mean for the future of how we all trade with each other?
At the end of the day, there are really two paths forward, and they could not be more different. A successful conference could breathe new life into the WTO, strengthen the idea of global cooperation, and even fix the broken dispute system. But a failure, that would be a massive win for unilateralism. It would signal a new world order based on power and coercion, and that would be absolutely devastating for the developing world. And that's the question we're left with. Is this conference in Cameroon the absolute last chance to repair the global trading system we've known for decades? Or are we watching, in real time, the beginning of a new, more aggressive trade order where rules are replaced by power? The decisions made in that room are going to be felt for years and years to come.